Hello, boys and girls, and uh, those fluid folk who go between. My name is uh, Dankey Kang, supreme leader of my 1 square kilometer free state. I come to you now uh, in my submersible tank. I'm actually at the bottom of my lake, but that's actually not why I come to you now. Uh, I have gotten Uh, the arrow has been fired, and I have suffered the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, because here I am being graced with the enlightened presence of uh, none other than a disciple of uh, the wise intellectual master, following, of course, in the tradition of all the great Western orators, the Apollonian tradition, the uh, polemic tradition, the Philippian tradition. This man is a learned man, a man who has climbed mountains. One mountain he called Gamergate, Mount Gamergate, and the man climbed that mountain and looked upon the plain that lied beyond and said, "Behold, the land of Kekistan." And so one of his followers has seen fit to provide to me a tome from the sacred Kekistani land, and I'm going to examine it right now. Now, this is a comment on my video, Kekistani Cringelord, Sargon of Akkad. Of course, I didn't mean to call you a cringelord, Sargon. You are, of course, the brilliant genius, mastermind behind the UKIP UK campaign, which is definitely a success. Certainly did not bring shame to your party, and everyone respects you as a truly legitimate politician. So we have here a disciple of Sargon's, the great the Lord Joe Pesci, which I was a fan of Joe Pesci. Um, I liked him in Home Alone. I liked him in Goodfellas. Um, in some ways, he was like the Italian gangster granddaddy I never had. I wish, I wish I could have come over to his house and he could have made me some nice, rigatone and some gravy, and maybe I could have had some diarrhea on the pichador a little bit later. But the guy has something to tell me, so he says, "Oh, great, another moron who believes everything the MSM says." Because guys, me being the uh, far leftist that I am, and really listens to the capitalist controlled mainstream media. He says your worthless father made a huge mistake by not beating your even more worthless mother into miscarriage when he had the chance. Good so far. Good opening. Uh, should have ended the long line of losers that is your family tree. Like, leave it to a right winger to immediately like go to genetics and shit. Like, that's the only fucking thing these people can ever think about. Uh, when he had the chance, the world needs less whiny little spastics. I am spastic. I'm trying not to say and so much in my videos. I'm trying to limit my Jeff Goldblum impersonation, but it's hard when when you're replying to some of this stuff, just off the cuff, just improv. Sometimes you say and I'm a weird guy, so yeah, I'm gonna be spastic. Fuck you, Joe Pesci. You're spastic too. Dude, you were the most fucking spastic person in Goodfellas. Like, when you stabbed that guy with the pencil, like, that was pretty spastic. So you're one to talk, Joe Pesci. With it. With an undeserved and unearned sense of entitlement. Uh, uh, like you want it, not more. Fucking bourgeois cunt. Now that's the most confusing part about this whole fucking comment, is that he calls me a bourgeois cunt. Like, it just shows that fucking right wingers don't know jack jiddly squat when it comes to, like, Marxism. They don't know. They have no fucking clue. They don't know what a bourgeois is. They just see these fancy words that we use, like class struggle and bourgeois and reactionary, and they they just don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but they don't bother to, like, look it up. Uh, you know, the reason I learned what all these words mean is because I didn't want to be like an idiot. I didn't want to. I don't want to get in a conversation with a leftist and be like, "Oh, what is a reactionary?" I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, but I like to sort of educate educate myself. This fucking idiot's over here calling me a bourgeoisie. Uh, telling me that my dad should have beat my mom. It could have ended a long line of, like, whiny little spastics, because, I guess trying to change your lot in life and, like, trying to make society better for humanity, that's just whining, dude. You need to fucking stop whining. I have an undeserved and unearned sense of entitlement. Uh, I want the world handed to me on the silver platter. Uh, I I I want Joe Pesci to go watch my video where I talk about that dipshit commercial that just talks all that crap about millennials. Because if you watch that, you'll see why millennials aren't exactly entitled. And if anything, I'd say this guy comes off from a more privileged seeming position. After all, he's not class conscious at all. He has no fucking idea what the bourgeoisie is, and he, he just seems to repeat a lot of those like boomer buzzwords, like we're all entitled, and he just has that uh, ever-present right-wing fascination with, like, genetics and shit. I don't like. All right, what if I was, like, extremely deformed? What if I had um just, like, incredible deformities, and I was, like, mentally challenged and all that stuff? Would that really change the the me? Would that really um mean that my ideas aren't true? And uh not to give myself credit, these aren't my ideas. These are the ideas of, like, a very, very smart, big-brained people, much bigger brained than your messiah, fucking Sargon, who, is like a Kekistani spur, Kek lord, just a little creep who thinks that 11-year-olds can consent to sex. So, Joe Pesci, dude, he needs to just go back to, like, robbing kids when they're home alone. You need, you need to just go back to, like, being in the mob, and just maybe try to reinvigorate your old rap career, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Sorry.